How's it, guys? So on Friday I found myself back at Nampo, and the reason for that was these cattle in front of us, the Chianina. But before I continue, just a quick shout out to Pendile Mahlangu. Pendile, thank you for your continued support, and sorry that I missed you in the previous shout outs. In any case, so I was back at Nampo to come and have a look at these animals, and just some quick background. I remember seeing these animals for the very first time about 16 years ago. Now, while I was impressed by the sheer size and magnificence of these animals, I also remember thinking to myself that they probably weren't going to make it because they were totally different to what was going on in the market at that point in time. Now, fast forward 16 years, and not only are the animals still around, but they're going from strength to strength. When I spoke to Christian, who's the guy who started the breed in our country, he said to me that they now have 700 pure Chianinas in South Africa. So I went back and I had to speak to him. I said, Christian, you know what? It doesn't make sense. Please make it make sense. You know, what is the value of this huge animal in our country? He said, Shane, it's quite simple. Besides the fact that the guys are breeding them for stud, we have a lot of farmers who are buying Chianinas and using them on their commercial cows. Now in front of you, you see a Droughtmaster cow. I nearly said a little cow. She's not little by any means, but next to the bull, she looks very small. But this cow was bred to a Chianina bull, and on the screen is an 11-month-old heifer, and she already weighs 407 kilos. So Christian said to me, he said, Shane, you know what? The guys are crossing them with their commercial cows, and they're seeing an improvement of between 40 and 70 kilos on average on their weaning mass. In front of us, we have Ngunis on the screen. These Ngunis were crossed with the Chianinas, and he then proceeded to show me the results of these Ngunis, the breeder that bred these animals. He managed to wean calves at 252 kilos at 205 days of age, which is around about 6.5 months of age. Now, I have since made contact with the breeder because I just wanted to, get some more background information. And he said, Shane, not only did I improve my weaning mass by 70 kilos, but I've also since then been able to find a market, a private feedlot, who will take my calves at full market value. Now, guys, that's beyond huge. Those who don't know, the indigenous breeds in our country are discriminated against. And I understand this because everything that makes Ngunis and Thulis and Afrikaners so good and perfectly suited to the veld also counts against them in the feedlot. But in this case, there's a cross that works out perfectly. And I think the reason for that is because the Chianina and the Nguni are polar opposites. Now think about that for a moment. All the strengths of the Chianina are the weaknesses of the Nguni. And all the strengths of the Nguni are the weaknesses of the Chianina. So by crossing these two breeds, what the guys have found or have done is they've put two breeds together, and because they're so opposite, they actually complement each other very, very well. And I think they've reached a case or a point where 2 plus 2 does not equal 4. But in this combination, 2 plus 2 equals 5. Now, just looking at the breed, coming back to the Chianina, Christian said to me, it's a very late maturing breed. Bulls only mature at about 8 years of age. And usually what happens is when breeds are very late maturing, it means they have the capability to grow a lot, so they have a high capacity for growth, but they also tend to be very lean animals. Now, once again, the Nguni is the polar opposite. It doesn't grow that much and it fattens very quickly. So we can see why this combination could work as well as it does. He then said, Shane, we've got a lot of farmers, as I said, who buy them for commercial purposes. And when I got home that night, I went on YouTube and I looked up everything I could find about the Chianina in South Africa. And there's a video of a farmer in Rates. This farmer has conventional exotic animals that he farms with. He's put the Chianina on and he makes a statement on the video that he reaches weaner age, or weaner mass rather. He reaches his normal weaner mass 60 days sooner than he ordinarily would have. So there's most certainly a market for these bulls to use them in this manner. Now keep in mind, if you're going to do this, your Chianina is then a terminal sire line, which means all your heifers, all your bull calves, everything is marketed. You don't keep anything back for breeding purposes. Coming back to the Nguni crosses, and this is what I'm looking at, because I'm always looking for that edge for our breeds. Coming back at the Nguni crosses, suddenly you have this opportunity where you can get all the advantages of your indigenous breeds. The fact that they're highly adapted, they're good on grazing, they don't require as much grazing, but now you can market carcasses at full market value. Now, if we do a quick example of this, the Nguni guys, and guys, when I say Nguni, you can insert any indigenous breed there, but the Nguni guys have pretty much proven or shown that you can carry up to 30% more Nguni cows on a farm because they're small framed and they're light on the felt. So if we did a quick calculation or a quick example to illustrate this, on any farm that could carry 100 conventional cows of 550, 600, 650 kilos, you could in theory carry 130 Ngunis. By doing this cross, you can not only get 30 extra calves, but now it's 30 extra calves at full market value. Now, I'm not saying the larger feedlots are going to purchase these animals, but it is possible. If one private feedlot has seen the value of these animals, I'm pretty sure there will be others open to the possibility. So you suddenly have 30 extra calves at 250 kilos, which is what? Round figures, I don't have a calculator, but let's make that 6.5, 7 tons. 6.5, 7 tons more that you can produce on your grazing because you're using polar opposites. Now, if you look at your farm as a business and you look at it as an economic module, the more kilograms you can produce at the same cost, the more profit you're going to make. The Nguni farmer said to me, he said, Shane, because I asked him, I said, listen, okay, surely you must have supplemented the cows more, given them more liquor, you know, it can't just happen. He said, Shane, you know what, I just give them rock salt. It's all I do, as always. Nothing changed. And this also makes sense, because a cow has a genetic ceiling, a genetic maximum in terms of milk production. So this little cow on the screen over here, if she produces 6 liters of milk per day, she will produce 6 liters and no more. A bigger calf might stimulate her slightly more, and she might do 6.1 or 6.2 liters, but she's not suddenly going to increase production by 50%. So at the end of the day, you're producing the cheapest, potentially marketable or market acceptable calves possible. Now, guys, I'm not saying this is what I'm going to do, but I'm most certainly going to investigate this further, because I think this is a huge opportunity. And just for the record, the little heifers that you see from those Ngunis, the breeder said to me he sold them at 40 Rand a kilo, the weaners. So not only did he get a good price, he actually got a premium on them. So I'm going to investigate this further, and I would ask if any of you have any thoughts, or more importantly, if any of you have farmed or tried any Chianina crosses, please share that with me down below in the comments. You might say, Shane, it's a huge bull, you're going to sit with calving problems. I asked this question as well. But if you look at the Chianina, it's a very slender bull, and it's not big boned. It's got a large frame, but it's a slender frame and it's not big boned. So they generally don't tend to give calving problems, and they've got absolutely no myostatin in the breed. So most certainly something to consider. This is why I went back, and I'm very happy that I did, because I think we need to change with the times. I'm always saying this, times are changing. We need to change with the times. Anyway, guys, I see my time's running out. I had to do a voiceover. The original quality wasn't very good. There was too much background noise. So thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys must have a very good week. Stay safe, and we'll chat again. Have a good one. Cheers.